engine's working. Okay. What is it, Kuro? Okay. My cat is a baby. But it's better than I've been doing things. I would hate to spoil this. Oh boy. This is what the chocobo peep is.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation.
Sheep.
Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Jeez.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Ugh. Did you call to me just now? No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
I don't like that. Ah, Dobbin.
Hey.
Hello. Glorified rat catcher. That's what this quest is called? Oh god. Oh no. Great. I gotta catch little animatronics. Oh Oh, marmots, not mammoths. Wunderbar. Ah. Okay, you grizzled mouse. Son of... Help. Hang on. I thought I had my stun. Oh, wait. No. Wait. Wait, yeah, I am dumb. I am an idiot. I had my stun ult. I simply forgot what my stun button was as a tank. Because I am stupid. There you are, and here we are with this. Please leave me alone, buddy. I do not know you, sir. Okay, nothing over here, which means this way. Means it's up. Uh-oh. Sir, do I know you, sir? Sir! Sir, no, no! No means no! Stranger danger! Try to escape me this time. Alright. Yeah, I'm just playing the main quest of the Endwalker expansion for Final Fantasy XIV. And now I am curious about what Charlene's secrets Charlene has. Keep my burr out. I found the one. Oh, it's a bunny boy. Yeah, of course the Gleaners weren't told why. Oh, there it is again. Yes, I've seen the trolls. Etherite. Chocobo Keep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, the gemstone thing is in Endwalker too? Cool. I thought that was just a Shadowbringers thing. That's odd. The way he said that, I don't know how to feel. Could just rush in. Oh. Chatbird. Why is it I feel like that's a kidnapping? Yes, yes I do. Green feathers. There we are. That took too many shots. I've got a shit aim.
Fair shot. Nicely done. Let me truss this one up, and I'll make my way over to you.
A fair shot. That was like 7 shots I took.
There you are. Any new revelations? So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a gleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers hand-picked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion, then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
It was worth a try.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
I yearn for the mines. Labyrinth Screamer. Alright, let's continue. Alright, what's next? Okay, but how will this bite us in the ass? Go away! Those are the convenient time. Alright. Let's talk to Jebkai. my cat wants in. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? I'm being attacked by a stray onion. Just what is going on? Ooh, pretty.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, These workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
I mean, we can. However, that requires breaking several international laws. Let's do it.
Isn't that the entrance to the Archaeum? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Cryle?
Cryle?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
That's why she gets
Quickly.
shot.
Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
He's just gonna get sniped right between the eyes.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
Oh, is this a passive ability? I think it is. Ah, it is. I have a I've been... Alistair, King Alistair was right. We're being turned into toads. Toad and Alpha Code. Don't mind the chocobo and the tiny Ahriman following these toads.
Other bridge.
Yes, so I have figured out. Oh god.
This thing is so slow relaying messages to you, LOL.
Yes, yes it is.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
I love Aaron.
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
For the greater good. Anyone who's watched Hot Fuzz knows what scene I'm referring to.
Then I will do your bidding. For now, but unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart.
Good instincts.
Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
He's just like, yeah, that's them.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
He has such a beam. Emoji red heart.
I love that. Try to study some actual toads, and don't try to fool an expert. That is all. No, that is all very fair.
He has like the shortest screen times, but his whole personality is very much there.
He has more character development than frickin' Khan E. Senna. A luncheon toad. It looks so weird. I love how the arms just dangle like that when you jump with this. Be around this spot. Sir? Sir? Please! No! I don't know you! That's my purse! I'm being attacked by an onion again.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead. Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
She's about to channel Minfilia. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you.
No, it's Heidelin. It's God.
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment.
Well, time to speak with God again.
Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower, walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
Channeling God is tiring.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first. So weak and tenuous it was, once I took hold of that wispy thread. Imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts. That unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress. You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Oh boy. Oh.
Master Fortuno? What business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian, a group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
No.
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Oh.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Can we all agree that the
Silence
Forum
is
has
often
stupid
one's
habits?
best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
I associate this music with the Asians, but seeing it in something that does not involve them is just weird.
This is spooky, ominous, sketchy music.
Okay, that's true. That's fair.
You can still fully traverse Sharlayan regardless, at least.
Forgive me.
And you can go
was
back to
careless.
Labyrinthos whenever, lol. It's just that until now that usually applies to Ashians.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then,
you're in
certain
trouble,
individuals
and as much weight as the
dissatisfied with our
bloody
decision
banquet.
have taken it
As
upon
in not at
themselves
all
to
if you delay
interfere
MSQ.
with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Oh, Kryl has a ponytail? Huh. I did not imagine a ponytail.
These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Fuck you don't know my granddad, you dumb owl.
Whence came this revelation?
Kryl says like, don't you dare talk about my grandfather.
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process. To better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions.
Sorry, just stretching.
At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge.
I was governor for 100 years.
The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Hello.
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do?
So basically,
abandon
the
our
Tower
vital
found
work
something.
and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Trailer moment.
Such misguided zeal.
Yeah, I remember that line from the
Yes.
trailer, because I watched the trailer. Finally.
This part. Sisvilla. Too bad she doesn't actually do the cane thing.
Father,
Yeah.
Master Fortuner.
Yeah, it is too bad she doesn't do that thing with her staff. She just bashes it on the floor, because that was awesome.
I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania.
Yeah, but it's fun how they basically
Still,
remix
in the midst
trailer
of my
moments.
uncertainty,
True.
I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, hmm? By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches.
Alphinaud is like, I have
But
to
there
keep
exists
going or I
no
ruined our
evidence of an
life for
attempt to
nothing.
incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without
If you read that one
inviting
book, the
doubts
huge
or
boat that Essen
objections.
thinks is what the book talks about.
Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Here, I was thinking this was going to end without off with their heads.
We will have order! Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of
You all
Sharlayan.
know if you were told no with no reason you'd be little shits about it.
The surest way to make someone do something is to tell them to not do it.
You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time.
Headset so
This
I
inquiry
can
is
hear
concluded.
Better LOL.
Hi, Kuro. Little kitty.
He hasn't met the mom yet, right?
Nope, I have not met Emilians.
No, not yet. He is going to soon.
The politicians, that's what they do. There she is. God, you still just look at each other.
There she is.
Oh no. I don't like that there is a V in front of my name. I am not allowed to refuse. Honestly, I was hoping for like a little dialogue choice, but the choice is exactly the same.
Their mother is fun. Emoji rolling on the floor laughing.
So I've heard about it, but I purposefully didn't look up anything because I wanted to see it myself. I never imagined Kryl with a ponytail, though. That's still bothering me.
She's great. Fortuno was like student council president and Emilian's was like a fun hippie girl or something here.
She did give off that vibe.
Or that's how the dynamic feels. It is a homage to her original self. The ponytail.
Welcome home,
my lady.
Jeez, Kuro, why do you want to play now? I'm sorry. Yeah. You're a little baby, yes you are. Give you some love and affection. Ow! Ow! You little... Why you little...
What? What are you gawping at? I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fortuno is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
Apparently, Kuro's idea of play was to sink her claw into my hand. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, I see you looking at me behind the chair.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name. 'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Alright, let me tell you how I fought this giant fire-breathing lizard god.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore.
Says the woman who liked to dress them identically.
And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become.
At least she admits it.
See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother.
In a few months.
Stylish,
Calling it
comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's his sage weapon.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father.
Alpheus is already available only if you have Sage at LV90 and do the role quest.
Though he may as well be chained to his desk
Meanwhile,
these days.
Alphen gets the
As a student, he was often called
treatment.
upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
How expensive?
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Go on, children. Cause havoc and chaos.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels,
Ow,
my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Little shit. To the annex. All right. Wait, what the? It's a meal.
You didn't do Avner's side yet? That is the funniest beginning.
Nope. I did the Charlene investigation thing first. This is gonna be an awkward thing. Oh, it's not even that far.
Estonian's armor is kinda his way of remembering I sail. This is cool. It will never come up again though.
Yeah, I figured.
Which means it'll be referenced in 8.0.
Probably. I love testing dangerous, unknown devices of questionable success.
We theorize they gonna release female Hrothgar in 6-9 laughing.
It's just gonna be female Makote with a beard.
Right, we're all set.
Was not imagining that voice.
Just the four of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in
hold it
Favner.
until 7.0 because 1.4 doesn't do X, 9.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please.
If I come out on the other side with my arm attached to my back and my foot where my taint should be, I'm gonna be really
right
upset.
there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether. Oh, and one last thing.
The
You
new
might
Beast Gungeon and
experience
Heil
a
the brand
teensy
relic
weensy touch of
upgrades are
violent
coming
ethereal
635.
sickness. Good luck!
I'm sorry, violent ethereal sickness?
What?
Estinine just looks in her direction like, oh.
Estinian is awful when it comes to trusting him with money. Violet ethereal sickness. Violence.
Thavne, home to city-state Rod's at Har. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between two peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay. For a time.
Okay.
Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have?
Oh, there it is. Violent ethereal sickness.
What chance?
Three for three.
Against such an insidious foe.
Violent ethereal sickness.
Come to Thavnair. We have spices, fishing, ominous evil doom tower. And tacos.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish. Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions. Don't let Estinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
Oh no.
Yuri Almer's pose is great.
Rianje is just in the fetal position. I love it. Will you
The
be able
wide
to
shot
resist
was an
it?
instant mem.
Will you be able to reach Estinian in time? I don't know. Oh, there he is. Ah, yes, the low, low price of 19,800. 1,890. There, yeah, there it is. I was just like, no way is the ethereal sickness done.
Estinian about to murder the merchant.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. Later, and it's gonna be a completely different merchant. And I'll be like, what happened to the last guy? We don't talk about it. You've spared us Tataru's wrath. How many women had their panties soaked seeing this? $9,400. That's not bad.
Goddamn Nigastinian.
I mean, 9,400's not bad.
Yuri honors like, to be fair they're traders with massive doom towers and that probably negatively impacts tourism.
I can see that. Chocobo key. No, that's a gemstone. I'm dumb. Chocobo Keep is this way. So, when will elephant people be a playable race? Odd.
I really think after Hroth and Viera they aren't going to add a new race for a long time if ever.
Fair. Ooh, I can some in my mouth. Have I ever told you that I eat paint chips? Boy, I wish I could tell you I was a merchant. Wait, I want to talk with the sad elephant man. Oh good, I can talk with the sad elephant man.
The boy. Natsia.
Okay, I can glam that later.
Matsia, what do you do? Ignis, violence.
Oh, wait. I cannot solve this with violence. Yet.
I mean you can, it just won't help.
True. And I'm a terrible merchant, and yet somehow I didn't.
I'll try and be on soon. Just need neighbor to leave. I can help you with the last two. Oh, also you can totally botch this.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
You have to start over if you fail to or all.
Well, I succeeded in the first one.
Be like me and be mid and make people uncomfortable.
Ow!
Choice 1. If you relate you want to make the sale.
I fuck this up, I have to do that all over. I knew I was gonna mess up one of them. God damn it!
You're a terrible marketeer, lol.
Yeah, I know. But these dialogue options in the last two were, I don't know.
Yeah, the problem is that you basically had the last guy thinking about how miserable everything is.
No, he did that. He did that himself.
In the last one, you can offer him a substitute.
I did, and he said no.
Do we have anything suitable, Matsia? That is the substitute.
That's not exactly an obvious choice.
Neighbor left. Sister wants to finish Forged in Fire episode. I'll be on after that. Twitch is devouring phone batteries, so I'll see you soon.
Alright. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? Alright, to the Elephant People Village. This beach does not look white. Okay, that's a little disturbing. Oh boy. That's not good.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
Wait for it.
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Jesus Christ!
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
Hey, Omix.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Oh, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
This kid already has Estinian pegs as a
I think
dragon
my
slayer.
mobile signal is messed up from the weather. Your stream keeps freezing here and there.
I apologize.
You must be quite familiar with Dragon King, yes?
Also, did this guy just Zawardo? Anyways, I apologize. I don't know if it's your weather or if it's something on my end. I deeply apologize.
For what?
Is this their congealed blood
Somebody-
I see on your weapon?
Somebody was commenting in the stream.
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you? I should like to draw a file or two, if so. Now,
See here! Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
I'm surprised there's no punching.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your Mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
This is not gonna last long. It's only 20. I only have like around 20 minutes before the stream ends.
Well, you're almost in the dungeon.
Hi, Kuro, you little shit.
What quest are you currently on?
I'm talking to Nidhana.
What's the quest called?
I forgot. Oh, the Great Work. I believe.
5 quests between you and the dungeon.
Okay.
The dungeon's the first level 81 quest, so you might actually not.
Yeah, I figured I'm not gonna make it. At least I've got in some combat.
He hasn't unlocked Zot yet.
I have... Zot is the next dungeon? Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose.
Well, no offense, but if you don't think you're gonna hit Zot today, then I might just go back to Balmont.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. There's no way. Alright, I will, I will end the stream here. Tomorrow we'll be doing some DBD shit with chat choosing which killers I play. Except for Blight, because he's for Saturday.